What's up, y'all? Uh, I've been supposed to do this for a while, and I've been putting it off. There's been a lot of warfare against it, and really, I just don't like being in front of people. And I'm no public speaker or anything like that, but I gotta glorify my Lord and share with y'all what He's done in my life. In January of '04, uh, I gave my life to the Lord, and He moved in a mighty way. It was like it was like a 180, and I was delivered from various addictions and just a self-destructive lifestyle. And it was it's such an amazing change, and just to be walking in the Lord's will, and to feel that amazing love that you can't get anywhere else. And for about 4.5 years, I walked close with Him, and I wound up falling away, and I ran from Him for a good 4 years, and I suffered for it. I made a lot of bad decisions, and wrestled with depression and other things. And throughout that, there were some events where the Lord would remind me that I was His, and was calling me back. He put people in my path, that would remind me of things that I had said to them before when I was walking with the Lord, or would just show me that love, the love of Christ. And March 29th this year, my wife had been asking for me to go back to church, and she asked me to come one night, and it wasn't like a regular service. It was a Passover dinner. She's like, "Oh, it's just a dinner." I'm like, "All right, that's cool. I'll go." And we get there, and I'm supposed to be sitting with my brother-in-law and some other friends that I knew, and we get there, and then, well, their table's full. So uh, I was already uncomfortable, and the last time I had been to church was about a year before that. And although that had been my home church at one time, I was so uncomfortable that in the middle of the service, I got up and left. And so I was nervous just going into it, and I wasn't able to go sit with the people I knew, and that was a comfort for me. And they showed me the table we were going to sit at, and I just saw the backs of the heads of a couple ladies sitting there, and I was like, "No, I'm out." And so I took off. I went out to the truck, and my wife came behind me, and getting her purse or whatever. I'm like, "I'll just call me. I'll come back and pick you up." And anyway, I could tell she was upset, and really I was kind of upset with myself, and just the thought that came to my mind was, why are you gonna let the devil win again? And I was like, I'm prideful, so then I'm challenged, so I'm like, all right, challenge accepted. I'm going in. And so I went in, and we sat down, and the ladies that we were sitting with, there was a woman and her two daughters, and they were just so genuine, and I felt so comfortable, and was just able to really be myself, and it was just awesome. And I really know that it was a total God thing. And I got up and worshiped that night. The pastor taught some. We had our meal, and we did some worship, some praise and worship, and I got up and I worshiped the Lord from my heart for the first time in years. And when I left there, we left that night. I really didn't think anything of it. It's like, yeah, that was nice, and I mean, I felt the peace just in my heart, just in my mind, that I hadn't felt in so long. And the next day I get up, I'm riding to work, and get to work, and it's like 10 o'clock in the morning, and normally, I just had a filthy mouth, F-bombs all the time, and this type of deal. And I noticed that I hadn't said anything like that, and like I wasn't in my normal temperamental mood. And I ride to work with my sister. I'm like, "Have you noticed like that? Like, I haven't cussed today, or I don't seem like my normal self?" She was like, "Yeah." And I work with a guy who's really devout, and who I've been close to before when I was walking with the Lord. And I went and told him basically the same little story I just told y'all, and he said to me, he was glad, of course, wanted me to. I hope you keep it up and get back where you're going. But then he said that Jesus said that if you deny me before men, then I'll deny you before my Father. And he told me that when I pushed through that resistance and all that discomfort that I felt being there, and I went in anyway, and then on top of that, I worshiped in front of all those people, that's when that he also said that Jesus said that Jesus is our advocate before the Father. And that when I pushed through that resistance and went in like that, that's when Jesus went before the Father and said, "Give this man more faith." And I just, I about broke down. I'm about to break down now. I mean, as if the cross wasn't enough. And now I've turned my back on my Lord and walked away. And he's still going to take me back. And he's going to go before the Father on my behalf. And I was so humbled. And right then, I went back to my little spot, and I just prayed, and I just said, "Lord, it's been too long. And if you're making a move, I already feel a change in my heart, and I know I can't do that on my own because I've tried. And if it's there, if your grace is there for me to have, if you'll take me back, then I want you back because I was miserable without him, and I told the Lord how sorry I was that I betrayed him, and then I turned away from him, and right then, since then, I'm back. The Lord is restoring me, and I don't want to do anything else with my life but glorify God. And that's the reason for this video. That's the reason for things you see me post on my Facebook page. And now we're going to add this new Facebook page. And we're going to have a YouTube channel. There'll be more videos, not just this one. And the whole purpose is to glorify God, because I roll with a group of believers. We're like a little community, and all of us are saved, and we all love the Lord, and we all want to glorify God. And that's the ultimate goal. We want believers to see this and see the things that we do and be encouraged, and we want the unbelievers to be drawn to Christ, because sin is a disease that affects us all, and Jesus is the only treatment. And as Christians, it's our job. It's our job to point people towards that treatment. We're not anybody special. We're regular people. I'm no preacher. I'm no anything. I'm just a regular guy, and probably worse than a lot of y'all. But the Lord has turned my heart around, turned my life around. My desires are not the same. My desires for my life are to glorify God in every way that I can, and that's it. So I guess that's it for this. And if y'all like this video, click like, subscribe, share it. I mean, share this. We're not trying to make a name for ourselves. I'm not trying to be anything special. I just want every person that I can, every person that I can tell about the Lord, to hear it. So if you like this video, share this video. Tell your people to go check it out. Appreciate y'all.